There's a video my sister will pull up. It's called "What Went Wrong with Nigeria," because we're not here to just create content. We're here to teach our people. We go get all the information, break it down for you so that things will make sense to you. You pay attention, you understand it. Thank you, our brother Ben. Father Ben Aboy says, nice program, well done. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, brother Isi Momodu. Thank you, Justin Opala. Thank you so much for all of you. We appreciate you. So please, let's listen. Thank you.
In a union of constitutions, Nigeria became a federation because the constitutions, like the countries of Germany and France and Portugal, discussing whether they could become European Union. That was the kind of thing that happened in those 10 years leading to 1960. The Constitution of Western Region came in 1957, am I right? Yes. The one of the East followed. The North came in 1959. These three constitutions, with their full sovereignties in their hands, went to Lancaster House discussion. Correct me, elders, if I'm wrong. It was in Lancaster House that they decided what they would, mandate the center to do for them. And it became the basis of drafting a federal constitution for the independence, with those three constitutions as the federating unit, with all their sovereign powers and authority contributing for the upkeep of the center. By 1966, of course, 1963 came, the Midwest had become the fourth one by plebiscite, and eventually, those 5 constitutions that defined the union were toppled by the military intervention of 1966. From that point on, the meeting that happened in Aburi in 1967 was to see whether we could go back to something that would refloat the ship of state. And they came back and abandoned it and went into bigger state. It's been one imposition after the other. The one we call the 1999 Constitution today was the first stamp commissioned by Murtala Mohammed in 1975. Immediately, they overthrew the one. They got lawyers who had to draft for them. Unfortunately, it was our brother, Rodney Williams, the commission, and he had to look for people who do it for them, with him. He found our brother again, Ben Wapweze. It was Ben Wapweze that crafted what went to the Constituent Assembly. The reason Awolowo stayed away, and I'm telling you this from those who discussed it with him, Bankole Oki. The reason Awolowo stayed away was that the draft that Constituent Assembly was to endorse had already been made out. Of course, Murtala Mohammed had been killed in 76, and Obasanjo, who is their own man more than he's our own man, had to carry through. In fact, the Constituent Assembly did not accept the states that were imposed in 1967 as basis of the union, because that was where we lost our federalism completely. The Constituent Assembly did not accept the presidential system because it will accumulate power like we have seen now. The Constituent, so many things the Constituent Assembly did not accept. The Land Use Act, you all know what happened. The land tenure system in the north is one in which everything belongs to the emir and he gives to whoever he pleases. They have transposed their civilization upon us in going to appropriate all the land under that land use act, and so many other things that centralize everything to where they can dictate who gets what. And by the time the Constituent Assembly finished its business, on the 21st of September 1978, I'm sure many here will remember that Obasanjo went to the National Broadcast to introduce 17 amendments. Everything the Constituent Assembly recommended that were not in tandem with what was handed over to that Constituent Assembly were moved. And we ended up with 79 constitutions that became 99 when they just added the few states that they had. So this is what we're coming from. And therefore, in going to Constitution 2007 to say we have not made a constitution, it is to say there is no federation. There is no federation. You cannot anchor this claim and the right to do all of what you are doing on a fraud in which my signature was put on a document that didn't make, expropriating me and giving you power of life and death over me forever. And we say, at this moment, we can insist that we cannot renew our enslavement by going to a further election unless we raise a question, a dispute that will now have to be resolved one way or the other. They will ignore, go to the election, buy 4 more years. And what we see in Jos and Benue will be child's play when it moves beyond where it is Are we prepared to go to renew our enslavement and endanger the generations unborn further by going to election under this constitution? If we are not, is it not within our reach now? Because the man who is on the side of the Ike Gweremadu, I'm sure many of you saw that he said it can be done in 3 months. We can insist now. That's the lever we can bring to it. That 3/4 of the country, the brown, the blonde, the blue, and the purple, as you see on that map, is able to stand as a new majority to say that we will not go to another election under this constitution. If that question is raised today, in less than 1 month, we will be at the table of discussing whether we are continuing as one union and leave here or one time before we begin to discuss any election. South Africa came to this bunker in 1990, very declared, announced that they will have to decide a new thing. We are not taking one alphabet from that constitution from which they draw all this power. And if they think guns will resolve it, I can only wish them good luck. Thank you very much.
Yep. If they think gun will resolve it, they have something else coming for them.
Did you people hear the hand clap? And did you hear the number of people that answered yes in unison? Did you watch the faces of the people in that gathering? Nobody was squeezing face as in, oh, what you're saying is not true. They were all in agreement. We are bringing some of this video for those that think that Nina's just started today. When we say we've been in this journey for 25 years, and some people, ignorant people that are still staying at the back of the house, we say, who knows Nina's?
On the church.
The fact that you are daft, that you don't read newspapers, national newspapers, you're not informed, you don't go for important meetings because you're probably working in one slave camp where you're earning money, does not mean that this work has not gone where it should go. Everybody knows, all the stakeholders know this thing that needs to be done. The only problem why we're waiting for is to get enough momentum to do what needs to be done. And that momentum is gathering. Everything is coming together, working together towards what should be done. So my sister put up a video because we'll give you a summary of the video you just watched and the things that were said. The Unitary Nigeria is a union at GUN point. Ninas is saying this. The only reason, that's why I see them always defending one Nigeria, is GUN that are using to defend it. If it's democracy, you will not use GUN to hold people together. When anybody says anything, you are arrested. When anybody points out anything, you are arrested. It means that it's not democracy you're practicing. The Federation of Nigeria was toppled by the imposition of a unitary constitutional order in 1979, which smuggled by military fiat the atrocious land use and NYSC decrees. Because we're going to play the video for you. We told you that we come here, the things that are trending in Nigeria and all over the world, we will break it down for you so that it will make sense. We don't want our people just to lament and show emotions. We need to understand what is going on so that it be part of the solution rather than being part of the problem. So they brought this decrees by military fiat, the decree that took away the lands of the indigenous peoples, the decree of NYSC, then 68-item federal exclusive legislative list, the 36 states, the 774 local government structure, the 33-year immunity period from January 15th, 1966 to May 29, 1999, 33 years. Immunity, that immunity, what it says that for all the atrocities of the past military leaders, including killing of innocent people, massive looting, and decree that is backing the asset expropriation and acquisition, blanket immunity for incumbent herdsmen of the executive branch with appropriation provisions that hands the spare keys to the treasury to them. When you mean them, that's the president and the governors. The key to treasury, they have the spare key. So they steal and take whatever they want to take. That's why you see they fight. It's a do or die affair to get into these positions. Because once you get into it, you receive key, spare key to the treasury. Take as you want. What is supporting it? The 1999 terrible constitution. So this key given to them, but the constitution is also absolving the government of responsibility towards the people. Most tragically, the authorship of this unitary constitution of death, upon which the union at gunpoint we call Nigeria is erected, is imputed to we, the peoples of Nigeria. That means they finished writing it and said that is you that wrote it. You, the indigenous, they falsely put your signature on a document that you did not produce, a constitution that you did not produce, a constitution of death, a constitution that the only thing it can give to you is backwardness, bloodshed, and death. They finished and put your name on it. That's why we say it is illegitimate, it is fraudulent. What do you do to a fraudulent document? Is it not to trash it? Do you amend it? Now, most tragically, the authorship of this unitary constitution of death, upon which the union at gunpoint we call Nigeria is erected, is imputed to we, the peoples of Nigeria. In the preamble to both the 1979 and the 1999 constitution, Nigeria must make a U-turn. Nigeria must now make a U-turn from its current unitary path of damnation, or brace up for catastrophic collapse. It's what written. There's the article, there's a video attached we will play by Tony Nadi of NINAS, March 17th, 2025. Some people have seen it, but we are reading it for those that have not seen it.